always been about the instrument to me. I'm kind of a purist in a strange sense. You know, I don't endorse companies for ads or pictures or clinic tours. I endorse a company because I want to believe in the product. I want to play something I love. And life's too short to not play gear you want to play. And for me, this is the finest instrument you can find. And it's going to make my job much easier. And I think that is the bottom line in any choice. You have to play the instrument that you like. And for me, personally, I have not heard a better instrument in my life. All my favorite guys, you know? It's funny, when I look back on it, all my drum gods, all the guys that I've grown up and idolized and kind of stalked in a weird sense. You know, when I was a kid, still to this day, but you know, Steve Jordan is one of my all-time heroes, you know? I mean, I'd be scared to be in the same room with a guy. The same with Gad. I mean, Roy Haynes, you know? All these heroes of mine that have been the biggest influences of me in my entire life. Guys like that don't play anything they don't want to play. Why? He's Roy Haynes, you know? So, Al Foster, you know, all these people that I idolized since I was 12 years old, you know? It's funny, you know, and it feels good to be back home, you know? It does. Every kit in here is incredibly well crafted. Down from the Birch recording series, which is the first kit that I ever got from Yamaha, which still to this day is one of the best sounding drum sets I've ever heard. That drum set has never left my possession. It's always been, you know, used in recording environments. It's at Chris Chaney's private studio right now, the bass player for Jane's Addiction. You know, he's been recording on it for years. You know, I called my buddy Chaney about those drums, and he got kind of bummed, you know, that I was going to take them back, you know, because guys are used to them down there, you know, but that bass drum sounds awesome. That 22, the old Birch Recording Custom 22 by 16, I think that bass drum is, you know, and it's funny, he doesn't want to let them go. To me, when you go on the road and you play on tours in Europe and you're doing, you know, traveling all over the place, consistency in a product is also very, 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 very important, because in today's environment, you know, you don't actually travel with your gear a lot, you know, and consistency-wise, you know, that's, I think, one of this company's greatest attributes is when, you know, when you get a kit that's in Italy or you get a kit that's in Germany, you can expect it to be of this caliber. You know, there's a standard that's not going to be sacrificed. And that's the most important thing, you know, and I think integrity in your instrument is something that's Yamaha's strongest point. When I played this PHX shell, everything I thought I knew about drums was instantly overturned, instantly. You know, and that's the best product I've heard, ever. I've been searching for this for so long, but I haven't even really known that I was searching for it. It's the most excited I've been about a drum in 20 years, 25 years. You know, and that's not, I'm not exaggerating that. It's pretty impressive all the way around, you know. I spent about 3 solid days writing some music in my studio with a guitar player friend of mine. And I'm pretty intimately aware of the room and the facility, and you know, I've had every kind of drum, every drummer, all kinds of people I've recorded in there. And you know, when you learn a room as intimately as I know my own, you get to really know the idiosyncrasies of each kit that you've recorded. And my first experience when I set that drum set up right there, without turning a key on it in that room, it presented probably the biggest and fullest sound that I've had in there automatically with no work, you know, without really fine-tuning things. You know, that was my first experience with the kit. I set it up, moved everything out of the way, and there's no microphones in a room right now. It's just my first experience hearing these drums in a room that I play in every day. And it was by far superior to anything I've ever played in that room. And then when I started getting into tuning them, and I found it very easy to kind of go different directions with them. I would, you know, make them real soggy and huge, and then I would, okay, this is a great sound. Let me see what I can do and make them ring a little bit more, you know, old school style. Like you don't have to work that hard.
You know, it's easy. This is easy now.
But on the recording tip, I haven't experienced anything like it before. And then the drums actually don't dissipate. They maintain their sonic integrity all the way through. They present a lot of sound, you know, and that's another thing that's very impressive about it. You know, it usually takes a second to start playing an instrument and feeling how they respond and what they sound like, and it was like, you know, you just set up and you start playing, and the whole room is filled with a beautiful tone, not standing waves that you're not digging. There's not like a, you know, an unfriendly ring in each floor tom or whatever. You just sit down and everything is harmonious with itself, and it all presents this picture, a pretty wide EQ span of sound. It's, you know, all the way from like 60 cycles up to 25,000. You hear the whole EQ range right away, you know, and that's what was extremely impressive to me. However long it took and however much effort went into it, it was worth its weight in gold, because I don't think I've ever heard a drum set that beats it ever. You know, this is the best drum made out there. You can't find a better instrument right now. It's not going to happen.